If you're not oiling your hair this way, you're doing it wrong. And if you're not oiling your hair, why? I have fully recovered from very intense stress-related hair loss and alopecia, and I've learned a lot of things along the way that will really help you. First, you must comb or brush your hair, preferably with something bamboo, but yes, you have to detangle it. If you don't, you're just going to lose more hair. And combing or brushing your hair is going to help get the dust out so that it's a little bit cleaner when you apply that oil, and so it can absorb that oil better. Oh, and here's the really important part. Make sure you flip your head over and comb the back, like this. You want to make sure you can get all the knots out this way as well, and get the blood flow in the back of the scalp. Now you have freshly detangled hair. Time to put the oil in, right? Wrong. The next step is actually to get your hair wet. Not too wet, especially if you have thin, fragile hair, but a little bit moist. If you skip this step, you may actually end up drying your hair out a little bit more depending on which oil you use and how long you leave it in. Now that you have a nice layer of dew on your hair, now it's time to put the oil in. This would normally be the part where I tell you which kind of oils to use depending on your hair type, but the company I was working with decided to cancel my contract 3 months early for no reason other than they couldn't exploit me for free commercials. Based on principle, I went back to using my homemade hair oil, and maybe I'll have to start my own hair oil brand to get back at them. But until then, here's a list of ingredients that I love and what they do. I'll show you how to make oils with them later. For now, let me show you how to apply the oil properly so that you see the most effects. First, don't use a lot of oil. This is not a more is better situation. This is a less is more situation. Just lightly saturate your fingertips specifically, and then go in underneath your hair and rub the actual skin of your scalp. The most important part here is to make sure that your scalp is moving as you're applying this oil and gently moving throughout different areas of the scalp. Focus on areas where you notice the most breakage, like the sides or the very top. As always, don't forget the back of your scalp. Make sure you pay extra attention to really rubbing this area, because a lot of the blood flow that leads to your scalp or stagnates from your scalp happens here at the back of the neck and the back of the scalp. Once your scalp is lightly saturated throughout, you can be done right here, or you can add a softening oil to the middle and ends of your hair. Unfortunately, I am still using that brand's rose oil, so if another brand sees this and you have excellent rose oil, I'm open to collaborating. But if you do have a softening oil for your mids and ends, you can just rub that into your hands and gently spread a small amount throughout. You don't need a lot. The more you weigh your hair down, again, especially if it breaks easily or if it's thin, you will lose a lot more hair during the oiling process than you need to. You don't want it all to come out at once so that you get extreme thinness from 1 or 2 oiling sessions. Last step, also very important, gently separate it and put it into a loose braid. Leave this in for 30 minutes and then wash it out. If you're going to leave this in as a deep treatment overnight, make sure you cover your hair. I don't have a bonnet here or anything really good to cover this that's satin. Instead, I'm using one of these cotton camisole cami things. Ta-da! That's it. If this was helpful like I hope it was, let me know in the comments and share it with the world. Follow along for more hair growth tips, including my secret sauce oil recipe that helped my hair grow back.